IVM.
If you're broke, if you need money, if you don't have a wallet, you don't have a financial portfolio, don't bother, there's no hope for you. Or is there? His name is Anupam Gupta, paisa vaisa, but don't ask him for money. I asked, he gave me nothing. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Kripaya dhyan dijiye, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All right, it's time to take Cyrus Says to another level. It's called Cock and Bull, CNB, which is also Cyrus and Brocha.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
It's time for me to start while Rahul Subramanian is doing his own little set on the beginning of my show. How dare he? But comedians misbehave all the time. It's time for me to rant a little bit. And I was thinking about this. I had a fight with a scooterist. I always have fights. The guy was driving really slowly and then they brake on the scooter without giving you any hand movement, nothing. And I almost banged into him. So I went alongside and I said, the Japanese word, Terimaki, choo-choo. And immediately he took off his helmet. But between his legs was a small daughter. And that took the fight out of me because you see a 5-year-old girl like that. And then I put my hand up and I just drove off because then I can't fight when I say child like that because then I look like an idiot, loud. I think it becomes a class issue. So rich man in the car abusing me and my hard-working middle-class scooter and daughter. You know, I'm dropping with the son of the soil.
Did you just park his scooter in front and get into his Mercedes?
Hey, Rahul, he was bigger than me, so I just drove off. I'm just telling you this story anyway. Now, to come to the main point here, I realized one thing. We talk about pillion and all that. Why doesn't the child have a helmet? Isn't the child more important? He has a helmet on his fat head and his small daughter between his knees there on that scooter precariously placed. If I did bang into him, the girl would have got hurt. So I want to put it out there. Kids, if they're traveling a scooter, should have helmets. We can make smaller helmets for them, I'm sure. Yeah. You know, like the ones that Chahal wears or something. You give a small helmet and just get on with it, yeah? So helmets for everyone. It's called Cyrus Says. And we'll be right back for the last time.
Do you wish you were smarter? Well, so do we. But the next best thing?
We could make you sound smarter.
And to help you with this endeavor, we are Simplified, a podcast that attempts to break down the complex world around you with a little knowledge, a lot of poor jokes, and a ton of random trivia.
Episodes out every Monday.
On the IVM podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
See ya!
But isn't that...
There are helmets for children.
Yeah. There are helmets for children? Yeah. Then why aren't any of the kids in Mumbai or Delhi wearing them?
It's
because they are rebels.
They're supposed to wear it.
Or because they have hair like you, Rahul Subramanian. And they can't fit the hair into the helmet. No, I've never seen a kid with a helmet. Tell me, have you ever seen a kid pillion or
I have. It's not that I've never seen.
No, I've never seen.
In Mumbai?
I have.
You're a liar. Just get under our skin.
No. I've seen, but it's not. More often than not, you don't see it. Though.
Were they playing cricket?
No, they were sitting on the back of the bike.
Are you serious? A small kid?
Yeah, 2 kids.
2 kids with 1 helmet.
That's
what kind of dirty father. Now get your head in. Bunty, put your head in properly. Sheila, one sec. He's coming closer now.
I thought it was funny
Bunty
for that
Sheila.
reason.
Yeah, Bunty and Sheila. You didn't like the ethnicity? I always like to mix my people. Sheila's Australian, by the way.
No, but I thought it was funny for that reason only, right? 1 bike, 3 helmets. That's why I thought it was funny.
Oh, wow. That's a good ad, actually, for something like that. But anyway, put it out there. We won't waste time with it. Please get your helmet for your child.
Yes, of course.
It's more important the child lives in you, as far as I'm concerned. It's very cryptic, but let them both
nothing
live.
cryptic about that. That's just like
I know. I was thinking on my own conscience. If I bang the thing, the kid got hurt. Then that would be like...
Yeah.
And it's all his fault.
Yes.
Why couldn't he afford a car? Let's move on. Abbas, Rahul Subramanian joins us. Last time we met, your hair was short.
Yeah.
This is science. Yeah. 3 months later, it's grown.
Last time we met.
What's with the... I don't know, people will be...
Hey, because last time I was in your podcast, now you didn't allow me to speak.
No, we met on the Geo studio thing, man. And your hair was short.
Oh, that
it was very
also
clean cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
You discussed the whole DJ fighting and all that, remember?
Correct, we did. While the panel was on discussing something else.
You just resurrected the controversy that had died down. I remember the DJ fighting over it.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't forget, it's in there.
Rahul's been working out. He can take care of DJs. Yeah. DJs will be not a big deal for him. They're all tired in the morning. Fight with them in the morning. They're sleepy. Best part.
All on Mondays, they don't have work.
Mondays don't work, like barbers.
They don't have.
You must be going to the barber on Monday every week because you haven't cut it in years. So what's your story? What's the hair? What's behind the hair thing?
You want to know the true story?
You did a special or something and somebody said this looks good.
No.
No, and he especially has a good boy haircut.
That's
like,
what?
Nice. Very
He threw me with this
clean
hair. I've never seen him like this. Now he's showing off for his shampoo commercial coming soon.
Every time I don't get to speak, I'll do this. You'll get distracted. I'll start speaking. That's the plan.
I think of my sheepdog in Powai.
Sheepdog in Powai.
Yeah.
He reminds me of every fast bowler, every dashing fast bowler ever.
Dashing?
Yeah. They always had
Pull
like,
up there, boy. Too much, I felt. You mean young Shoaib?
Shoaib or those New
Bunting.
Zealand, Australian fast bowlers. Then
Dennis
Lilly.
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
Thanks,
Good.
man. Thanks. That's exactly what I was
I
going
don't
for.
think you're
Shoaib,
thinking-
160. Dennis Lee, one of the
Lilly
greatest of all
bald,
time.
wasn't he?
Who?
Dennis Lee was
Towards the
bald.
end. We like to wear Imran. Imran
Chris
was famous for the hair flaps.
You're
Keynes.
thinking of the other Australian bowler,
Chris
the
Keynes
other
also.
fast Australian bowler at the same time as Dennis Lilly. He had that.
Jeff
like,
Thompson, slightly.
Jeff Thompson. He had the hair.
But Lilly, when he was young, had long hair.
The other,
He's right.
The
You
other
forget-
fast bowler
this is the
from
70s.
Australia.
This is
One of the
70s.
fastest ever bowlers.
If not the fastest.
The other guy. Who's that one?
Well, one of them was famous in Tintin as well, or Tata. Rahul.
Yes.
About the hair, you going to tell us a story?
Yeah. No, I was just trying to find my space. Listen, so what happened was, like around a year back, I met one of my school friends. You know,
But I shot with you 3-4 months back and the hair was
it
short.
was growing at that point of time. You didn't notice.
Okay,
Go back
so,
and watch
So the
videos.
school friend said what?
No, the college friend, junior college friend. You know, one of those, the college kids who are like very famous, like really long hair.
The hip kid.
Yeah, the popular kid, and
so-
everyone knows, and the way they walk itself, they know that they own that place.
He was the god of the college. Bol na baba.
He was, the
aage
god,
bol.
he was the god of the college. So look at you getting impatient about
You're
someone
setting up
else.
a story for half an hour. I still haven't got to our AM. AMAs are so far away. I mean, where are we going to go with this?
You want the short version? I just
sure.
felt like.
So much better. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it. Because now I'm worried about Abbas's love for this god of the college who's swaying hips and long
now
hair.
I'm interested. So
Short,
what did you
like,
do?
long story short, I met him and he's working in ICICI as a relationship manager now.
Oh, they
He has a
need that.
paunch and he's lost his hair. And it was like, wow.
Hey, don't need to get personal, Rahul.
You're a bitter, bitchy man.
No.
You waited 10
I
years
paid for the coffee.
You paid for the coffee.
Yeah,
on top
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
You gave him a tip?
No.
Was this meeting planned or you just
goodness, huh?
happened to run into him?
No, it happened to run into him.
Hey, Rahul.
Yeah.
So does it mean you were jealous of this guy?
Yeah, I was in college for sure. I was.
So you
jealous.
waited
That
for him to
fucking-
fall. And like a typical Indian.
could play the
jab gir
guitar.
gaya aadmi- Ah.
and sing at the same time. I was like, what sorcery is this?
Very rare. Very rare. Very rare.
But I could solve equations.
Well, who do the girls like?
Huh? Who do the girls like?
you could solve, sorry.
Take a pick. No, of course.
No, equations are great.
They like, so 1 out of 100 used to like.
Cocktail trick. Good Tambram boy. Can do maths at age 2. What are you worried about? Chess champion at 5. And then it goes wrong. What do you want to be a comedian?
Yeah.
That's ICICI guy should run that. What's his name?
Huh?
What was his name?
His name is Vijay, but
We won't take the full name. Vijay is good enough.
Vijay from
Amitabh Bachchan in
ICICI.
94 films.
that's one of my dreams, to act in a Bollywood movie with just one line which says, "Wo dekho Inspector Vijay." And that's
And the camera has to turn in that heroic way to you. Where you look at it almost like a Madras cut where tuck happens. And you look and they come close to your face and it's you with this stupid hair.
And by the time they're wondering what the hair is, I say, "Wo dekho Inspector Vijay," distract them, and by the time the frame cuts back to me, I'm not there.
It could be a travel show. From there you say, or wo dekho, uska cousin Ajay. And you just goes on linking India like that, you know. All right, let's move on to something.
Yeah, so
But the
fuck.
reason why Rahul decided to grace us with his presence, right? On YouTube, we've been getting, I keep checking the comments, right? And the number one comment that we have gotten, or the number one episode with comments that we've gotten, was Rahul's episode where everybody kept saying that Rahul was not allowed to speak.
Yeah.
silence.
You bastard. You're leaving the show and you're still putting knives in my back here.
So this is my Shaheen Bagh. To get back at you.
And my name is Yogi. Can you give me your biryani, please? What the hell was that?
Yeah.
What is the point of that biryani thing? Like, oh, that's such a Muslim thing. Come on, what the hell?
What are you talking
They,
about?
Oh, God.
they also called Rahul Gandhi Rahul Firoz Khan.
Oh, like Firoz being Parsi, by the way. Huh? The Parsi side.
No, but what's the biryani deal?
We'll come to it now. Okay, you want to go to it right now?
But it's not in the
Yeah, let's
list of
go to ad
songs
over,
that
yeah.
Abbas sent
Okay,
me.
so in all this, I don't know if you're following Delhi elections, but being a Mumbaiker, you have to follow Delhi elections.
I
Because right now, I
saw-
believe Mumbai is worse than Delhi.
I saw Kejriwal doing the Hanuman Chalisa.
Yeah.
That I saw.
So now they have to go the other way and get all their votes in. So liberal becomes more religious and religious becomes more liberal. That's politics for you. But we had a lot of name calling. One of the greatest administrators cricketers ever had Anurag Thakur, who also played first-class cricket purely on his form and talent and not because of any influence. He made some ridiculous comments about, Maro Goli. What was the exact slogan? I'll come back.
Want me to repeat it?
You don't repeat it.
Daro ko goli maro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Salo.
You can't not rhyme it.
Okay, sorry.
Salo is an imperative word there. I think we should use it. And so there were all these aggressive kind of comments going on. So Yogi went to Shaheen Bagh for whatever reason and made these ridiculous comments about how the people here eat biryani or whatever, trying to Muslimify the whole thing. Like we don't know the issues about minorities and whatever.
Place is called Shaheen. It's Muslimified enough.
But maybe his electorate is not clear. Just pointing.
But I'm still trying to understand.
No, so stereotyping, saying, without using. He never used the word Musliman or Islamic or Muslim or minority. So they use this alleged stereotype.
Biryani eating. Yes.
Biryani eaters. Okay.
And if anyone who's enjoyed a good biryani, that's so disrespectful. I mean, if Shaheen Bagh was serving biryani, I join the movement tomorrow. I mean, there's no question.
They are, by the way.
They are?
Yeah.
They were, right.
Serving it to the cops.
Yeah. Who are happily eating it.
That's why they're not able to act on time. They're eating biryani.
They're feeling sleepy. They moved 45 seconds after that guy fired the first shot.
Because no one was there to say, wo dekho Inspector Vijay.
There you go. Now I let you speak. Okay, let's take it from the top with our new maestro.
The biggest news was our friend Kunal Kamra met your friend Arnab Goswami in a plane and wanted to have a conversation.
So Indigo is nobody's friend. You secluded them for sure.
Wanted to have a conversation with him, which he declined. So Kunal basically took a video of...
In fact, Autumn's words were, I won't let me speak. His exact words.
He actually told the airline staff that this man is mentally ill. Please ask him to go back to his seat.
He called him mentally ill.
Yeah.
This is fun. Now, who says Indigo doesn't have in-flight entertainment? I mean, come on. Can't you take it just for that? Who's on today, guys? Kaun hai? Front row mein kaun hai?
Indigo will do anything to make money. They'll sell tickets also inside.
Yeah, I think they should. Guys, can I just spin the end, which is the truth? I don't know if you all know this, but the newsroom was telling us, and so this is what happened. They both went for the day. So the flight back, Lucknow, Mumbai,
they bet again.
They bet again.
Yeah, they bet again.
And Kamra took his phone off more like humor. Took his phone off like, I'm just teasing you. And this guy did an almost Hitlerian hand movement. No! And then the staff immediately came and said, no, part 2. It's already gone under control. Yeah. That would have been fun. If I was on that flight, when they come again, I would be like, wow, die hard, Because the same thing happened to the same guy twice.
But within minutes of Kamra sharing the video, 4 airlines suspended him one by one, including Air India.
Indefinitely. 3 of them.
Air India indefinitely. Go Air, Indigo and Jet, I think for... Spice, sorry. For,
Jet doesn't exist. No. They didn't make the tenders in time.
For 6 months, there was also rumors of railways...
well, his comedy still doesn't make him travel by train at the moment, but I don't know. Does he do a lot of train travel?
Even if he has to, IRCTC is tough to get through. So, the website has banned all of us anyway.
And what are the chances that he'll get Arnab in the next cabin?
Very few. Vistara was the one example who did not ban him. So, Kamra posted a picture with Vistara Airlines with a victory sign saying thanks for not barring me. But and the aviation minister put out a tweet saying that people creating disturbance in the airlines.
But they've gone on record to say they have not told, there's no diktat, they haven't told any airline to do anything. No, which I think is really funny.
I think even
but they have actually called.
Oh, didn't you see the wink in the end after that?
Oh, it was. I think I shut it too fast,
No, but I think the head of the Director General of Aviation also said something like, you guys can't do this.
Yeah, and then retracted
the pilot has come back strongly.
Yeah.
The pilot has come back strongly. Saying that
pilot has.
But what does the pilot know, Cyrus?
That's true.
He's just a pilot.
He's just a pilot. And if you let Sachin pilot run the country, it'd all be a happy place, but that's another story. Yeah.
And there were people on Twitter saying, we will not fly the plane that this pilot is on, which is flying.
We will not fly on this plane.
Yeah.
So I pay my money,
exactly.
I get on, and they say,
take the boarding pass,
sit
in the plane.
I was crowned and looked online for the cheapest deal for 6 months. I just tear it up and say, I'll walk.
You know what's the funny
Agartala straight.
What's the funny part? Most times the pilots announce themselves once the flight is on in
like 15 minutes in. Yeah, that'll be a good time to leave.
Veg ki non-veg, I want to land now.
Kamra has sued the people.
25 lakhs.
For 25 lakhs.
25 or 26?
25.
You should have gone for like 25 crores, I thought.
25 lakhs to Indigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's low budget. If it was Vistara, he would have gone 25 crores.
Okay.
He's
No, but I
also
think
kept in
makes
mind the
sense.
economy. I like that.
But isn't there like an internal committee which is set up and then they take a call on whether to
So
suspend?
that's what I read from this, but then you told me that guy had to backpedal, right? The guy who said that was a government official.
So they've given the examples of Pragya Thakur and all these great luminaries.
Pragya Thakur ji.
And the Shiv Sainik guy whose name you forget, Rahul.
The one who slapped
took out the chappal. All that guy.
Yeah,
and there's more. There are many bad stories like that.
Yeah.
I remember one member of parliament coming for a late jet flight and we all clapped and all that, and then the guy started shouting and abusing. Nothing, no action, nothing. No one has said anything. So just think about it. But this Kunal Kamra, low-hanging fruit, who dare say something, let's put him in jail for life. I think why stop there? He should be life imprisonment minimum. Come se come. Rahul, would you ever do something like that as a comedian?
I did. I got heckled yesterday.
That's just a hair. but would you confront like a?
So I wouldn't do this. I
wish he used a few F words. If he didn't use that, I was completely okay with it. It would just be funny.
But here's the thing. So I'm also not as passionately invested in the Indian politics and things like that. Kamra is very much invested. He sleeps Indian politics. So where he's coming from is something which is very difficult for us. Like for me too.
But that's subjective. Okay, let's leave that aside for a second.
No, I'm saying if I was passionate about something like this, I might.
So say you're passionate about something else, like the DJs you fought with, for example. If some guy who banned you was getting after you, you got him on a flight and you had a few words with him.
Yeah.
You think it would warrant a suspension?
I think the point here is Arnab does this to his guests all the time, right?
Yes.
If Rahul goes up to the DJ and the DJ says no, that DJ is not shoving into Rahul's face
but he's
every
saying
night.
That's on a television panel. Yeah. He's on the plane because it's the decorum of the plane that we're talking about. And they've done it on planes. They've shoved mics into people's faces.
Exactly.
They've done all that. Yeah. With the picture of Arnab in the background, which they carry in their hand. And say, he's asking the question and whatever.
So if something like this happens with the DJs, I don't know. I might be, or anyone who gets.
Whatever the personal issue is, I'm saying if you catch somebody, would you have a little tete-a-tete on a public platform like a plane or? Wherever?
I might not video record it, but I would be very, very interested.
Does that video recording sound a little matlabi, like well thought of?
No, I think you require. I also think it's a lot of coordination. Like I said, I couldn't even believe people could play the guitar while singing. Like radio record while talking is something a little.
And pretty good stuff as well in terms of you got Arnab's face.
Did you see Jose's video on that?
I don't know, but Arnab called Kunal to work on his camera crew now. He's that good. Yeah. Sorry, what was Jose?
He will take that job in a.
Did you see Jose's video? Jose's video is funniest.
Jose doesn't reply to us for some reason, so he's banned on our show for 6 months. But go ahead and tell us. It's true story.
Jose is to you what Kamra is to Indigo.
And the punishment will come down swift and fast.
So Jose's video is when Arnab's on his phone, like it's apparently he's video calling Jose to help him out, and he has switched off the camera. So Jose is like, okay, I can hear you. I'll help you out. This camera person. So he says things like, okay, Arnab, if you can hear me, scratch your nose 3 times. And Arnab does this. Okay, and then he gives him advice, suggestions as to what to do. It's damn funny, man.
It's internet humor, Cyrus.
Has he been banned? Has he been banned?
Jose?
Huh?
No. They'll come.
Note to self: ban Jose as soon as possible.
He's very low on that list of people to get banned.
Not big enough.
So he's like a waiting list. Like
where are we? We are nowhere.
Nowhere.
When will we get banned? In fact, I did a show on Saturday and they were asking me, why aren't you banned? I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not even on the internet.
You're not harsh enough on him.
I have to discover the internet. It's a long way to go.
We get banned by like very low stuff, like one auto rickshaw.
No. I fight with people on the road all the time. I have at least one physical fight a week. You know, Rahul, my record is continued. Like getting out of cars and all. It's beautiful. The frustration all comes out on the street.
Why can't we read it on the news ever?
Because I win the fight. If I lose the fight, it'll come on the news.
Eliminate them.
I always pick on a guy who's really small, really old, or both. And then, it's very quick. I get out, I smack him, and I get in and I drive
Basically
off.
a fair fight. So
it's what I call love.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that, but if I was passionate about, say, something, I might be...
What are you passionate about, except hair? And that goodness against that poor god of the college. How you sat there and ridiculed him, yaar. And then paid. That paying was the worst step of all.
Yeah, but that's the mic drop, no?
Oof, the mic drop.
Yeah.
No, he offered to pay, but I was like...
But he offered to pay with a tear in his eye. Because ICICI has enough problems anyway. Okay, let's go around the room quickly on this whole thing. So Kunal Kamra, what's your stand?
I am totally with Kunal. I think Arnab shouts his throat out every night.
And this quick government response like it's the Pakistan has attacked.
That is scary, but I hope...
Dude, I thought the reactions of like 4 airlines banning him like in a span of like 10-15 minutes, that was ridiculous. And after what the Indigo pilot says, even more, like it doesn't make sense. So
it's not like those airlines bring a lot to the table either. You know what I mean? It's not like they're the greatest airline ever, and if you're not on it, you missed something.
Dude, Indigo, the one thing about Indigo is they...
push you to start.
Yeah.
So I like that bit. But other than that...
They push you to start.
Yeah, sort of. They make me come to the plane.
Yeah. What he's trying to say is they hurry people in. Chalo. We have to reach on time. Chalo.
They actually talk like that. He's not even making fun. They actually do that.
They give you the veg or non-veg, they give you the food, and by the time you take the food, they take it away. Like, chalo, we have to be ready for the next passage. Come on.
I get the bum salute always.
What is
the
that?
Women going, I like the aisle because I need to pee. So
same.
They have to
pee on the aisle, so do I.
I can't go inside. Once I go inside, then I'm going to pee in my leg. I can't take it anymore. So I sit there and I get bum hit by all of them.
Yeah.
And then it looks like I'm the creep because my shoulder is popping out and the woman just, and they're immune to it. They just bum hit you and I'm all aroused and all. I'm like, don't bum hit me. It's like, you can't bum hit me. I'm a creepy man. But they keep bum hitting you. And by the end of it, I don't know. I just don't want to leave the plane. I'm the only guy who's like, okay, I'll stay for the next round. That's like ridiculous.
I empathize with some of your issue. Not
There's
all
no
of it.
space in the aisle.
Huh?
They need really
they
skinny,
need more space.
They have to create a sort of
It's a
12-year-old
wonderful way
person.
to say that there is no space in the aisle.
They need starving refugees to be to serve you. I don't think it makes
But
sense.
they're always in the hurry, Indigo. So there was one time while I was getting down, there were people getting in also at the same time. So yeah.
And then they were like, hey, utar na,
And I love that strategy. Indigo standard time. They're like, okay, we always reach before time.
Yeah.
And
Because
they
they
say
put
Bombay to Madras is 6 hours.
7 hours. They all do it, by the way. All the airlines are doing that. And I'm the only one asking, have they moved the cities? Because 1 hour 55 minutes to Delhi is now 2 hours 60 minutes to Delhi. I mean, what the hell does that mean? Delhi's gone back a little bit more, so we have to, we could fly a little longer. Both dur hai.
Every time Indigo reaches way ahead of time, which they do because they decide how much time it takes.
7 hours, you don't normally make it.
And they always announce this, हमें ये सूचित करते हुए प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि हम समय से पहले पहुंच गए. And I always visualize when they say prasannata, like both the pilots looking at each other with a
well done. Giving each other 5. Once again, Superman has saved the day.
But coming back, I think it was done.
Now, in case we do travel Indigo very, in the near future, it's a good airline. It's a good airline.
Because they go to places where no one else goes to.
And they're on time.
They have a flight from Mumbai to
no one else where
Ghatkopar.
Kunal Kamra doesn't go to because he's banned. Otherwise, you can go.
That's the problem, and Vistara does not have the connectivity that Indigo has.
I know, yeah.
Can Kunal Kamra fetch me at the airport at least from Indigo?
Yeah.
He can come in.
Totally.
He was not banned from entering the airport.
Flight is suspended, not the airport.
Yeah, but you have to be careful about all that. Imagine all the pictures of these, Jaishi, this and that, and all these Atangwadis all over, and then his picture in the middle of that, I mean, really? Killed 36 people, kidnapped 4,000 children, and then this guy fought with Arnab. Come on.
One of the funniest tweets that Kamra posted after this was when Indigo had banned him for 6 months. He said, "Dear Indigo, 6 months is very kind of you. You're banning me for 6 months is very kind of you. Modi ji is planning to ban Air India forever." And then Air India also banned.
Oh, they had banned him.
That tweet did the trick. They were like, abhi karega.
Air India banned. Air India is again like IRCTs. They've almost banned almost
so many,
all of us.
but I don't understand what is his recourse now in a situation like this, right? Because Kunal's.
You go to court.
He must, right?
He's
because
going.
He's suing them for financial this. But I mean, you want this no-fly ban
also
lifted, right?
remove
everything.
the ban.
Okay, all right.
Everything. Retribution, complete retribution.
Okay.
Reputation is scarred. And
Remove the ban, apology, the suing amount, and one pedicure.
He's saying he's not getting any work. But at the moment, he's leading the Congress. He's the high-flying boy, in a way. Come on. You can imagine Kunal Kamra
he's a
could be
better opposition.
Yeah, leader of the opposition who can talk.
Definitely.
They finally got someone. There you go.
Yeah.
What's next? I'm bored.
By the way, this reminds me, like last time I told you, in the last podcast, Cyrus didn't allow me to speak.
Who said that?
The
all lies.
YouTube comments never lie. Okay? Cyrus didn't allow Rahul to speak.
Yes.
That's what the Congress also should have done.
After Arnab, coming soon. Or we'll take a break. When we come back, some sense will be spoken. Rahul, you will talk the most. We will speak the least. Abbas, I don't know how long you're with us, but we love you so much.
Yeah.
You do the break.
Let's take a break.
Oh, that's damn boring.
So much fun, Cyrus.
Okay, it's not over.
Yeah, but
As I tell my wife, we'll be back.
And she's like, what? It's not?
She's already left the room. We would like to thank HDFC Life Insurance for supporting this show. HDFC Life Insurance has created an online video series called Behind the Journey with some of the most interesting people from the creative and entertainment industry. Now it explores the stories that are behind the glitz and glamour of the spotlight and the screaming fans. So let's listen to a snippet from the episode featuring comedian Zakir Khan.
It's not like कि मैंने आज यहाँ पे ये पैसे इन्वेस्ट करें तो इसमें तो इतना रिटर्न आया नहीं, अब मुझे नहीं करना. एज आर्टिस्ट होना जो है वो लॉन्ग टर्म गेम है, वो शॉर्ट टर्म गेम नहीं है. आपको उसको कंसिस्टेंटली अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा, डे बाय डे एंड फॉर इयर्स.
Long-term consistency is essential as it helps an artist grow, and consistent effort helps growth in your finances. You can watch all the episodes of Behind the Journey on HDFC Life Insurance YouTube channel. Take control of your personal goals with HDFC Life Insurance's financial solutions. Plan now with HDFC Life Insurance.
Terms and conditions apply. HDFC Life Insurance Company Limited, IRDAI, registration number 101.
Yes, back here with Rahul Subramanian, who sounds like a guy from IIT, but actually is a man who's representing Kunal Kamra in court as we speak. And very happy with the tweets that were around. Any other tweets outside Kunal Kamra that you can remember?
About
lots
this
of
in-flight entertainment someone added who says that Indigo does not have in-flight. And one was like, oh, Sapan Verma's tweet was like, oh, so even Arnab has an airplane mode.
Good. So at least something good is coming out of all this.
A lot of jokes, yeah.
Jokes is everything. Without
It is
jokes,
a joke. This whole thing is a fucking joke. Right? How does this make any sense? How can you ban somebody for 6 months? Again...
No, you can. There's decorum on a plane. But you have to have the same standard for everyone.
No,
I've seen passengers behave way worse with the
I've seen
staff.
them call the ladies, like sister and words like that. It's just stupid. Sister. I mean...
I've seen people come inside an airline with 5 luggages. They should be banned.
Exactly.
What about the wheelchair person who gets cured the moment they enter? They jump out and then they put their handbag on and they skip up and down the aisle and they have a drink and what the hell? Till then it's all and you're feeling bad, you're standing behind them. They get cured the moment they enter. This bullshit has been going on. No one bans those buggers. And this poor guy does 2 jokes. Actually, it was not even a fight because the other guy doesn't speak. So it's just a monologue.
In reality, he doesn't speak.
Well, there was no fight. The fight wasn't joined.
Only he speaks.
No, as his lawyer, I'm saying that's all fine. But there, at that moment, he didn't say anything. So it's not even a fight.
I'm just curious. He was watching something. What was so interesting that he was watching? It must be one of those.
No, see, I get why he would not engage, right? I mean, like, for him to engage is a no-win proposition.
Yeah, it's going to get heckled.
There's no upside to
and he can't put him off,
in this situation.
Like
I get that.
On TV, he can put them off. He puts off their voice.
I would even go so far as to say that I don't think that,
But you think Arnab can't take on Kunal Kamra? It would be a good fight.
It would be a good fight.
I'd pay money. I see we put them both, 2 pugilists, they go together and they have a little debate. It'll be fun. Let's organize this, guys.
I don't know.
And the money can go to our favorite NGO, IBM.
Yes, IBM is an NGO. It needs your donations.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I'd watch it. Would you watch it? I know. You think Kunal will eat him up? Arnab will be quite good.
If it's a one-on-one, it'll be fun to watch for sure. It will be fun to watch.
Arnab will talk in third person, so Kunal will be thrown by that.
See, Kunal can't...
You don't know Arnab. Arnab knows you. And then Kunal will
That's what I'm saying.
What's my comeback?
Kunal
can't have 2 Kunals.
Kunal can't outshout Arnab, na? So if it turns into a shouting match, then that defeats the purpose.
It's a debate. Whether they shout or don't shout is
you know how his debates are.
No, you give them 3 minutes
Only
each.
one winner.
You don't cross-talk. There's no cross-talk in debates. They don't. Haven't you seen debates when they organize? You're supposed to talk A and B. It's
He's not talking about
since the news debates are redefined.
We'll show him what a new debate is, not a news debate. Okay, so it's on. I'm organizing it. I'm looking for sponsors out there. By
the way, I messaged Kunal to be on today's Cock and Bull. I'm like, if you're free on Tuesday, come.
What happened? He said.
So he put out a response on YouTube, right? He sent me the link for the same. He's like, okay, right now this is my only response. So
what is his response?
He put out a YouTube video about the whole thing.
That's his response.
Yeah.
No, but let's get Arnab then. Fuck him. He's giving us attitude. I'll take Arnab's side. I'll switch tomorrow. No problem for me. What the hell, Rahul? Sorry. Camera has to go down. Cocky motherfucker. Worked in MTV in the beginning, by the way. Yeah. Another bloody fault.
Wow.
Company.
You've turned faster than Arnab.
Yeah. Arnab also was MTV. He was a roadie. Where does this rage come from, man?
That'd be fun. Raghu
Pilin. Arnab in front.
Without a helmet.
Interviewing Arnab.
Yeah.
No, I want to know whether you will become a roadie.
What do you do with your life? What will you do with your life?
Should we go on to the next topic?
Yeah, I think so.
The budget came
Rahul
out.
wants to talk because he's upset about the last episode, so I'm letting him.
Rahul is being very kind in saying that the comments are the comments are actually, hey, usko bolne to de. Kyun bolne nahi de raha?
That's his language change. It's the same
comments
point.
are like that.
What?
Very aggressive.
But you know what? I defended you when he told me last time also. I was like, no, but that's what the show is. When Cyrus speaks, it's fun. When someone else speaks, it's like, oh, when will Cyrus speak again? So
you think by this I'll let you speak? I'll never let you speak. I'm from Arnob Academy of Special Arts.
Okay, the budget came out, the 2020 budget.
Wow.
One of the longest budget speeches of all time.
Yes.
What was funny to see is that the ministers in the background, some of them trying very hard to stay awake.
Yeah.
But I couldn't make head or tail
Also,
of
Nirmala Sitharaman, no disrespect to Tam Rams. I just want to say, one tone like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, sort of it doesn't go up and down, when Dhoni does the man of the match. I want to tell everybody here that we have a very power-packed team and, it doesn't go left, right, up, down, just in one direction. The oscillating note. So I felt she was the same. So it would lull you into complacency and sleep. So I don't blame those members of parliament. I think it's just the way it is. It's very nice. It's very refreshing.
It was very long.
Very long.
It was not complaining because I didn't understand most of what economics is something which
as my wife said, shoes are more expensive. You got to understand what matters.
I asked my dad whether it makes any difference to us. He said, no, it's not helping you in any way.
So, Jai Hind, in other words, all good.
But it was so long that actually at one point Amazon considered doing a special with Nirmala Sitharaman.
They did and cancelled it because it just went on and on. But how can you have a budget every 3 months? The marginal utility of the product. I've been talking about this. You cannot have a budget every 3 months.
How are you calculating it every 3 months?
We had a budget just a couple of days ago, and another budget now.
We had a budget before the elections.
Yeah, Feb March is not that far away, brother. You can't keep having budgets. You had your budget for the year.
This is the year budget now.
Yeah, this is the year
annual budget.
Yeah. I've had enough. That one budget is enough for me. You can't have 2 budgets in 4 months.
But again, I think the problem...
Budget your budget.
So budgets are only important in countries like India where policy is changing constantly, right?
But they keep talking about 5 trillion economy. Who can count that much? I just want to know how much money I make at the end of the year. It's not 5 trillion. Maybe 4, but not 5. I think they hit you like advertising people with a lot of information and figures and facts and all that they're doing for the farmers who continue to die. So I don't know whether it makes any difference.
So that's just it, right? I mean, it's sentiment manipulation because the economy is not mature.
So it's like a Karan Johar
exactly
film.
What it is. Because
our budget is a Karan Johar film.
Yeah.
It's fun for the whole family, but we don't know what's going on. Okay, fair enough. I just want to know.
In the end, you cry.
You cry, you hug a lot.
Also, it's long.
And a lot of people sleep. And a lot of people sleep in the film as well. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, there were unfortunately some shootings that happened. One outside Jamia. A man in Shaheen Bagh was also caught with a pistol.
Coming back to Jamia for a second, how conveniently he was under 18. I mean, that was spun a little,
Yeah, again, a lot of conspiracy theories have popped up. I mean, from his Facebook page and everything, this is like a typical lone wolf kind of, very similar to the lone wolf shootings that happen in the US, where someone...
What's that? Can you just say?
So the person essentially...
he's not
he makes their intentions clear
there's no
on
formal
social
training
media.
or connection with any group or base.
Yeah.
But they are obviously looking at literature and things on the net and they get influenced and they do things.
They let their intentions known in
I'm a lone wolf
advance on
masturbator. And I don't have any one influence for why I go solo. But I go solo. And I love it.
Solo yet so far.
Solo and yet so far.
The guy
and we thought of doing voiceovers. You've got a lovely voice for, masturbation voiceovers, which is a very specific sort of genre.
I've already done that.
You have?
Yeah, but
you
I love
voiceovers.
white label.
Rahul Subramanian coming
No.
soon.
White label. The
White-
ghost.
Okay.
It's called JOI, no?
Is it?
Yeah.
What is that?
Jerk off instructions. Jerk off? Jerk off instructions.
What a life you live, boss.
JOI.
I was just having fun. I mean, really? Yeah. I mean, for you, it's like a technical thing. Oh, God, man. This is scary. And you want to blame the government and what's happening in Jamia and JNU? Forget it. We've got issues right here. Man, this is damn scary, bro.
Well, you asked, so I just...
I don't want to ever see CC footage of you alone. I don't want to ever see it.
It's all around.
There were 3 shootings, 3 episodes of people with guns.
Exactly, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That is, thankfully, no one, only one student was injured in the...
But he shot into the students.
That's true.
He claims that he was just shooting whatever, but I mean, that's what is it? It's like attempt to murder?
What did he claim to be shooting?
Well, now he's underage, so they have to go to remand home firstly, which is the biggest problem.
Was he going like, ye kya karta hai?
I don't know, he was auditioning for a film from the 80s, I thought, What is that, Satya, one of those movies?
But if you say 3 incidents in almost as many days, that's scary, right?
That's really scary, yeah.
The last person in Delhi who was seen waving a gun and behaving that badly outside a college was Phulan Devi many years ago. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. I've given up on the country, by the way. I've moved on. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Rahul is going to England to settle down. He's going to see Liverpool take the title and more, and then he's going to stay back. Show us your North of England accent.
Am I going to...
Now speak, no, he's asking you to say something.
This is how to allow me to speak. Why don't you show us your Spanish skills?
Liverpudlian. Since you're a big Liverpool fan. Liverpudlian.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't have an accent. I can't do that accent. It's very bad.
Touchy mother.
I can you do it? I'll try and copy it.
He'll go all John Lennon.
I can do it. Yes, but they are from Liverpool. I can do what I remember.
Liverpool might.
It's a little difficult. Mate, it's not just Australian.
I know.
Can you start?
I don't have an accent.
I don't want your bloody accent. I want your next question.
The next thing is...
This guy is just going from worse to better.
There's a guy who exposed a hack in
Stop.
Google Maps.
Rahul, so far you've spoken a lot.
I've spoken a lot.
Can you stop now?
Yeah, for a while.
I think you've overdone it.
Of course I can.
Let's go back to normal.
Yeah.
Your YouTube is fine. Everybody's happy. Bola. Oh, yeah. And
We should put the link of this episode under the comments of Rahul's original episode.
Or just take one monologue of his where he's talking non-stop and just keep that.
The last guy who did a monologue got banned from the airlines, no? So now we shouldn't do that.
What a callback.
Oh, we finished that subject. We're sick of Kamra and Goswami. Hope they get married and have kids. Then?
Guy did this Google Maps hack where essentially he took a bunch of phones, put them in a cart, and just took the cart around the roads with the GPS on, and Google Maps showed those lanes as congested in traffic. Whereas all he did was put the phones together. I don't know why Antariksh picked up this topic. I don't have much to add
from the Antariksh, like the Google
I have
satellite.
a theory. This what do you call it? The technical term
GPS.
for giving technical advice while you're playing with yourself. I think that sport is also enjoyed by Antariksha, who we call Silvery. Because when you have lots of time on your hands, this is what you sort of Google and find out and look at. And I suppose it just reflects on our society. A lot of people in India, how do you say we're a Garib Desh? No? Because some of us have fantastic lives. The things we look at, the things we do. There's just no pressure, no stress, nothing. It's amazing.
Okay.
I'm stunned. Like, just look at my friend Kunal's life. Vijay Kar, not Kamra. Kamra is suffering because he believes in his art. He has some, integrity. My Kunal has none. So he told me we're hitting a bit of a recession, not making as much money as before. So he went to London and he said, for the first time I traveled by bus. I said, everybody in London travels by bus. The Queen goes by the bloody bus. What are you talking about? It's not the BST in Mumbai or in Goa where 80,000 people are packed in the back.
Meghan also took the bus to Canada, Sita.
Yes.
She left.
And in fact, the last words to the Queen was bus. How sad is that? We didn't talk about that story.
Which story? Brexit.
Give up your, your royal position.
We did. We spoke about that.
Although we did.
Yeah, at length.
Too much.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned length. Go on.
Donald Trump congratulated the wrong team for winning the Super Bowl.
That's what you think.
Is that true? I don't think that's true.
Amit would know better.
He congratulated the wrong state.
Wrong state.
So basically, Kansas City Chiefs won, and he said the great state of Kansas, where Kansas City is in Missouri.
Oh.
The city is in Missouri. It's
Kansas.
Of all the Donald Trump stupidities going on in the world right now, this is a really, really small one.
No, but also if you're an actual, man's man American guy, you would not know your football teams and states. And
no, so I mean,
it's like us not knowing our IPL teams.
No, but the thing is,
Rajasthan is not going to be in Jaipur anymore. You know that.
The city, Kansas City, is in both. It is in both Missouri and in Kansas.
That's their mistake.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Come on.
That's the founding fathers. What did he do?
Well,
what is the other station doing in Bandra? It's like that.
By the way, Prabhadevi station is not in Prabhadevi. Huh? Please never take it. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Everybody we send to Prabhadevi
there was a Prabhadevi station.
It's on the Parel side, man. It makes no sense. Do you understand where Parel is?
It's not in Prabhadevi.
Parel is the rectum of Mumbai now. We were starving relative from outside North India or something lying on a platform in Parel, and they have no way to come to Prabhadevi from there. They die there. You say bye to them on the phone.
But wait, Prabhadevi, that means it's on the central line.
Elphinstone Road is now Prabhadevi.
They're just naming
on the
things.
Western line.
Okay, there's the colloquial Mumbai kind of experience,
After
and there's just naming things.
But those two places are quite far from each other.
As the crow flies, maybe they are in the same direction or something. I don't know.
No, yeah, Prabhadevi is Siddhivinayak in that area.
Yes, it's completely different. So when you tell a relative or a friend to come via this thing, because you presume that's the way, it's not the way.
Okay.
You have to tell them the old way. From Juhu, call me.
Okay, let's take a last one.
We didn't discuss about the Google Maps thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what do you want to discuss?
Who cut us off?
That? Nobody. I lost interest in that story while reading it.
No, I just think it's ridiculous why people do that. But you want to say something?
No, it's a stupid story too, right? I mean, it's calling something.
Now it'd be hard to say anything once he says this is a stupid story.
No, but I mean, how do you call this hacking, right? This is not hacking. This is basically behaving as intended, just doing stuff stupidly, right? That's all it is.
Bottom line, you can't trust your GPS maps.
Also, even though
I mean, the GPS maps have been created for people who are slightly logical and safe.
And
if you're going to take
1,000 phones,
who's going to assume you're going to do
But
that.
the system can be rigged, is what.
Any system can be rigged, right? And you're rigging
When you're
it
in
by doing what
Montreux,
it's designed to
Switzerland,
do.
when they say take a right, it is right. You know, when you're in Mulund, it's not exactly the same experience.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. It's like logging onto a bank website, and when you see the CAPTCHA to prove that you're not a robot, you on purpose put the wrong CAPTCHA, and then you say, "Oh, the computer thinks I'm a robot."
Yeah.
Are you fooling the computer there? That's so stupid.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. It's a
I should work on the delivery of that.
yeah, exactly. No,
I didn't fall asleep because of that.
No, there's a good analogy here which I'm escaping.
See, Amit is a serious voice, so you can go on making fun. He's not going to stop.
He's relentless, like Nirmala.
One tries. One tries.
S. Then G. But that's a ball.
Dude,
Relentless
SG,
also.
Sundridges.
Yeah. SG ball, huh?
I know.
Yeah, wow.
I used to play cricket once.
You used to play cricket?
Yeah,
High level?
both batting and bowling. No. What
At the same time?
Yeah. No.
That's
And
a
you were
sport I wanna
surprised
watch.
someone can guitar and sing
I
at the
think
same time.
that's another word for masturbation. I used to play cricket.
JY.
Yeah.
Must.
Stop showing off that you've done some diploma in masturbation. What the hell's wrong with you?
Okay, last one. Swami Chakrapani Maharaj, president of Hindu Mahasabha, said cow urine and
One
cow
second.
dung.
Rahul, known to you?
Yeah, my close relative.
Yeah. Same class? The ICICI guy you were in? He came third in the personality contest, is it?
Cow urine and cow dung can be used for treating novel coronavirus
Okay, by the way,
disease.
in Zoroastrianism, or at least amongst the Parsis, when you have your Navjot, do you know that you touch
I didn't know
you
that.
touch cow urine to your, so we are safe to your tongue.
So you won't get
You're supposed to.
coronavirus.
I don't know if he's right or wrong, but I got to tell you that it's a difficult one to get over. Yeah,
Also,
I think
and all your elder relatives tease you before the actual.
I think that's a great way to get rid of corona. I think our
So
government.
we are more Hindu than you.
Our government.
Huh? How Hindu are you, man? How far are you gonna go, bro?
I think that's how I think our government will tackle coronavirus by
course,
declaring corona as anti-national. That's it.
I mean, corona is part
People
of our,
start shooting the virus.
part of the
and stuff.
Hindi lexicon. I mean, you have Corona Pyar hai, which is also Corona. You have Corona beer, Corona shoes.
how is corona beer part of Hindi lexicon?
It's there in India. It's available. For me, that's Hindi.
The famous song, Karo Na Karo.
Yeah. Well, come on. And Karo and Na.
Yeah.
And there's also Karina if you want to take it further. We got
Corona
everything.
Kapoor.
There you go. See? This is our thing. We gave it to China and now China's giving it back. Ping pong. Their sport.
Let's go to the AIMS.
I think so. Rahul, you're not talking.
Dude, I'm enjoying your jokes so much.
Now you're
It's-
bored. You've had enough of the podcast. He's just so happy he got that guy. Can you imagine the pettiness of this man? Some bloody alpha male of the college who stand for 20 years, milliya bacha, good tea center, mein, and then I can't believe the final.
Two
fight
people
drop.
he used to after college used to just go and play the guitar and people used to come and listen, man. What nonsense is that? I could do multiplication after no one came and watched
Yes,
me.
and you still can.
I
He can't
still
play the
can.
guitar now.
Yeah. He can play the guitar.
But do you feel he was like at a low point in his life? That's karma, man. From being the big
So
shot.
he was saying all the right things, like, life changes and you have to go
Midlife
with,
crisis.
Yeah. So I
Probably
said,
erectile deficiency.
but I helped him at that point by saying one black
Dysfunction, not
Dysfunction.
But I helped him at that time by saying one black coffee extra strong.
How does that help?
I know,
Kya baat hai?
coffee,
Really?
coffee makes you feel better for
You
a while.
think so?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, my heart was at the right place.
Oh, I hope only your heart. Huh?
Ding, ding, ding.
Parsis can't pronounce heart. Where are we?
AIMS.
EMAs. Let's go.
Hey everybody, an awesome week on IVM Podcast is coming up for you. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as IVM Podcast. We're also on LinkedIn and I'm going to be putting a lot more stuff on that platform too. We'd also like to thank our sponsors this week, HDFC Life and Storytel, for their continued support. And remember, if you think you or your brand can benefit by working with us or, sponsoring shows for us, we'd really appreciate that. So just a last call to everybody. Please do fill out our listener survey if you want your voice to count on the future of IVM. It would be great to get your input right now. We're going to keep the listener survey up till the 7th of February 2020. Please do fill it in. We'd really, really do appreciate your help. It's a crossover episode of Cyrus Says this week as host of Storytellers and Storysellers Vineet Kanobar joins Cyrus. Vineet talks about his growing up years, being a part of the early TVF team, and what the job of content head entails. On Simplified this week, the ultra-crepidarians talk about the biggest consumer electronics show, CES. On the Traveling Professor's Diary, Siddharth talks about the ins and outs of having kids who are influencers. On Ganatantra, Alok and Sari talk about why it's important to learn about state politics. On 9XM Soundcast, Eva is joined by singer Dhwani Bhanushali. She shares her experience on working with Guru Randhwa and Tanishq Bagchi. On IVM Likes, Abbas, Ritika, Radhika and Antriksh talk about their favorite Hindi comedy films from their childhood and now. On Paperback, Rachita and Satyajit talk to educator Fatima Agarkar about Indian education and strategies that can help improve it. On Football Shitball, Sivram, Karthik and Gaurav celebrate their Silver Jubilee episode. That's right, 25 episodes down and going strong. This week they talk about Cristiano Ronaldo having scored more goals in 2020 than all of Barcelona, and about Ashley Young debuting in Serie A. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And back here with the AMAs, we're all very happy to... Amit, you're sleeping?
I'm tired.
Why are you so tired?
I don't know.
You're killing our confidence. I don't feel like doing the show anymore. Say something nice. Do you remember anything?
What do we talk about? I don't remember.
Kamra. That's all I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we
Actually,
were awake.
Kamra.
All right, AMAs, what's up?
Yeah, so this one comes from Bidisha Satpati, a very regular writer for us now.
Yeah.
Hi Cyrus, imagine you've been conferred with a national award or a Padma
See,
Shri.
our people ask these questions. They don't ask any other question. They're always like, okay, Joker, I'm giving you a question, answer it or die.
You've been conferred with Padma Shri for general greatness in quotes, and then she writes in brackets, your words, not mine, from episode 481.
Correct.
Let's hear your acceptance speech. Would you accept it if you are tied with Kunal Vijayakar?
No, one.
Acceptance speech.
I absolutely will not. That's one with Kunal Vijayakar. Either give it to me or give me Padma and let him keep Shri. I don't care. But, I'm not going to share this. I'm not sharing. Why should I share this? Who shares the Padma Shri? Name the last couple. Adnan Sami is one person. He just was fat. Stop all this nonsense. I refuse.
There's no cap on the number of Padma Shri.
But I don't think you get a joint awardee thing, man.
Yeah, I don't get.
No, it's always...
It's not like Wimbledon doubles.
It's always more fun about the guy who didn't get it, saying how he didn't lobby and how they cheated him and 40 years he played sports for India or whatever. It's a great fun.
The Man Booker Prize was shared last year for the first time in its history.
Who keeps the award?
Who knows about the Man Booker
I think
Prize?
each of the
person who also knows about JOI.
GOI. I'm Googling maps in a fucking basket and going up and down Prabha Devi Chawls. What the fuck life is that, man?
Okay, this one comes from Apurva.
We didn't answer the question. I don't even remember the question. Padma Shri.
Your
Acceptance speech.
Is there any money attached to this? That would be my first question.
I think, yeah.
And is it
You asked the question as
Yes,
a
yes,
speech.
compliant?
Speech is a questionnaire.
Rhetoric speech, yes. I would not thank anyone because everybody told me not to get into this business. My dad said, don't be an idiot. My mom said, only fools get into this shit. And I'm just telling you because you're both comedians, so there's no respect in people who grew up in the 80s. Antriksh also. When you go and meet people over 60, never say you're a comedian. Say you're a nurse. You'll get more respect. Hi, I'm Antriksh. I'm a nurse in Parsi General. I'm a male nurse.
Yeah.
And I basically take old Parsi men.
Just take some Band-Aid and stick it
clean
somewhere.
their groin area and all that. But that's more dignity. More dignity than anything else.
My friend was introducing me to her grandmother and she said stand-up comedian twice. He didn't understand. And then she was like, "Arey, English mein Raju Srivastav karta hai." And then she understood. Like,
Very good.
He called you a Raju Srivastav?
English mein Raju Srivastav.
English ka Raju Srivastav. That's elevating you by what, an inch?
She understood what I do.
My God. She was happy? She said jokes
Yeah,
about
she was like,
You said you're a nurse.
I should have, yeah.
And then you help.
But did you didn't say joke? She didn't say jokes now and you didn't do a joke?
No.
Oh. You do Raju's jokes?
I wish.
She didn't ask him if he knows Raju.
No.
It ended there.
You did Raju's jokes. Raju does Kamra's jokes. You doing Kamra's jokes.
Yeah.
Kamra and Raju do the same jokes.
Yeah.
And Arnav tells all the jokes.
Yeah.
But he
And
blames it on
jokes
Pakistan.
us. Okay, Apurva's question is, hey Cyrus and team, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
My question for Cyrus is, he always mentions that for a relationship to work, one
I'm
needs to have...
lactating, by the way.
One needs to have toilets.
I actually had milk coming out of my nipple the other day. Slight milk. Estrogen level has gone up.
Is that why you spilled
Which is
the
good
lassi
for
today?
getting bigger. I'm feeling a little bigger right now. But then it's a little dangerous because I'll become a woman. Which means I might like you guys.
Where did that come? How did you get
I don't
reminded
know.
of that?
She was saying something, it triggered off.
You
a thought.
always mention that for relationships to work, one needs to have toilets, friend circle, bedrooms, and TV separates.
Yeah.
So if there are two
So you
people
don't
who are
you're telling
living
me that
separately,
anybody shares gadgets,
then what
for
is the
example?
point of being in a relationship? असली मजा तो सबके साथ में आता है ना, don't you think?
Stop being naive. What rubbish. When you do a timeout and then you have a time in, it's like that. You can't, it's like Big Boss, you can't live together all the time. Even your mother and you can't live together. And even in that relationship, she's the one who's sacrificing everything. I mean, come on, let's be honest about these. It's nonsense. But coming back to TVs and gadgets and things like that, who shares gadgets anymore? The next generation, everybody wants their own
very
space.
difficult.
I can't even touch my daughter's phone. I mean, if I put my hand next to it, she cuts off a finger.
Well,
Only got one.
So I was at dinner yesterday with a family group, and husband and wife have the same email account.
What?
And I was just like, wow, that's
No,
so bizarre.
that's one account, which is general.
That's for porn.
No, but no, it's a
Yeah, because he doesn't want to pay the bastard.
The thing is that what was so weird to me about this was that they were complaining about the emails that each other is getting, and I'm like, why the hell do you have a single email?
You're telling me they don't have separate email accounts as well? Come on.
What's the email account called?
He must be having an affair.
Husband name
Hence
and
he said,
wife
let's have a
name.
joint account,
Yeah.
email account and all, so I can quietly have my other life. Makes sense. Very strange. Rahul, what about you and your wife?
We have separate email accounts. But I had the same.
But what about
chat.
bathrooms and rooms and all that?
Separate.
Separate.
Room?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know anything.
Room? No, separate bathrooms.
Separate bathrooms you have?
Yeah.
Comedy's paying, huh?
I know, yeah. He's one of the top guys.
I stay in Lower Powai.
I'm still staying with somebody else's wife because we have no space.
Okay, this one comes from Avranil Paul. Hi, Cyrus and the IBM family. Hope you guys are having a great week. This is Avranil. My question is, ignoring all the heroic feats achieved in the Battle of Kurukshetra, who is your favorite character in the Mahabharata? Wow. Mine is Bhim. Great cook, even greater foodie, awesome guy.
Bhim would be good for me because he's a bodybuilder. I like him. A big tough guy, likes his food. That's good. I'll go with that too, maybe. Anybody got a better idea?
I always kind of liked Karna.
Yeah,
I thought it was
What's the special quality if you don't
Doesn't
mind?
give
I
us
don't know my
self-made.
Mahabharata.
Did not need. It was not part of that royal family thing.
You want to be the outsider?
Well, always good to kind
You're
of.
the Kejriwal.
Somebody
in the Mahabharata.
capable without being given benefits. That was always one of the things that I thought was kind of cool about him.
What about
Rahul?
I'll go with Karna.
you? Just don't want to say anything.
No, I used to like Arjun a lot.
But he stopped talking to you.
Been a while
So
since
when he said it, he was like a guy in the class, man. I was like, Arjun was great friends, yaar, but ab to pata nahi kya hua. I see, I changed him. Hey, Vijay's real name is Arjun.
No.
Oh boy. He's one of the Bihari guys who keeps only two first names
not
for
Bihari,
caste reasons, like Shekhar Suman.
He's not.
I have a couple of Bihari friends. They only keep the upper caste guys only keep the first names, right, for safety. It's tell me, Vijay what? Vijay Ajay. Vijay Ajay is a giveaway, man. There's no name like that.
It's Vijay.
Okay, this
Full name?
last...
Pura naam? Baap ka naam?
Dinanath.
Dinanath Vijay.
Aapka naam Dinanath.
The one film where Amitabh took another name and wasn't Vijay. Look at the irony, man.
Okay, the last one, this one comes from Puneet Srivastav. Cyrus, which would you prefer? Which one would you be? A guy who sends a bouquet from the flower shop or hand-picked wildflowers you deliver yourself?
How will she know? The question is whether she'll know. If she knows you've gone to the trouble of, getting the wildflowers, fighting a bear to get it and all, that's one thing. But I think I would just basically, there are these people outside Beach Candy who take the flowers from the crematorium.
Fernsandpetals.com.
Yeah, Parsi General and all that. And they just on the road, the hawkers.
Parsi General.
You can get a really good deal and they look pretty good. I've always bought my flowers from them. Like $10 for a full bouquet.
Flowers
it's all
which
old
were
stuff.
on someone else's grave.
Yeah. But how does the person know? My intent is not to disrespect them. I've got them good flowers.
Right.
In a way, I've kept the circulation going, from death to life. So in a way, it's
Beautiful.
okay.
Profound.
I don't feel any malice in that. Cheapness maybe, but not malice.
So in a way, the second one, you picked the flowers yourself.
Whatever is
The
less
wildflowers.
work, man. Because as Firdausi once said, in a beautiful Parsi Persian poem, which I can't say in the original language, sometimes the fucking you do isn't worth the fucking you get. So whatever you're doing, remember, don't invest too much into it.
Is Firdausi your neighbor?
Oh, Firdausi. I wish in those days you would have been allowed to be my neighbor.
That's all the questions we have.
But what about Rahul? You had a good day?
I had a great.
Your YouTube fans, 80 million of them can't come after us now.
No, they won't.
You tell them to behave right now.
You take the DJ side, then you have an equal army.
Why should I take DJ? I hate DJs. I hate them. They make noise all night. They're like workmen of the day coming back in the night to rip your head. The same fuckers in Malbari go talk because Panics have too much money.
DJ is this?
It's the same thing. Have you gone to a freaking bar? The kind of music it's just like a meter, electric meter going tarang, 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 tarang. I can't bear it. Nikhil Chidamma. May he rest in peace.
Bobby Deol.
No, he used to invite us. One day, me and Kunal went with free drinks. We went back. This is 97, 98. I'm talking about. We went to one of these shows. Nikhil and his then wife Pearl, who would become his wife later, and there were all these young people screaming and shouting, and the music was without any lyrics, and it was just sounds. It was just like you take a vacuum cleaner and then you bang it really hard, and then you put it on auto speed or something. It was like.
Yeah, I know. That's how I felt every time Vijay used to play in college.
I tell you, I like Vijay. What Nikhil did to me, Vijay didn't do to you.
That's true.
Oh,
Anything you want to plug, Rahul? This comes out on Thursday.
Oh, this comes out on Thursday.
Yeah.
I have a crowd work show. I don't know the dates, but it's in Powai.
What's a crowd work show?
Oh, I talk to the crowd.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Can I come?
You won't allow me to speak.
And it's in Powai on a Sunday.
But of course you can come.
What do you mean by talk to the crowd? That's just like stand-up, right?
There's no material.
Oh, great. That's what I do. I've been doing crowd work all my life. But without a crowd sometimes. That's really scary. Guy walking on a lonely road.
But it'll be fun. You should do crowd work sometime.
I will. I'll try. There's too much crowd in Walkeshwar Malbahel. It's scary. You open your mouth there. Yeah.
So it's happening.
So when is it? Crowd work Powai with Rahul Subramanian on.
Where can one buy the tickets for this?
At Book My Show, it's on 12th Feb.
Okay, 12th Feb, bookmyshow.com.
Yeah, the show's at 9 p.m. on
9
the Square, Powai. Also,
can we say it properly?
Yeah.
The Square in Powai, 9 p.m., 12th Feb, bookmyshow.com. Rahul will talk to the crowd.
Yeah, it's called You and Me. It's a crowd work show by Rahul Subramanian.
Weirdly sexual. You and me.
Yeah, and grammatically incorrect.
And who are those people standing there? What is correct then?
You and I.
Oh, you and I is correct. You
In
and me
this
is not
beautiful
correct.
world. Yeah?
You damn Bram till you die, huh? In all that comedy, your brain is so evolved that you can't help correcting people. You realize the real comedy
He's corrected his own show.
For me, Tambrams are worse than Parsis. They can't stop themselves, no? So in his own show. So you can imagine when he's having fun with the crowd, at some point one idiot is going to make and he can't resist. That part of him will come out and will say, you moron. It's were, not was.
Also, I'm going on my crowd work tour. The tickets are on insider.in. So multiple
We'll
cities.
put the links in the description.
Yeah,
Please check them
yeah,
out.
but
What do you mean crowd work tour? You take the same crowd and walk around. Fucking Indian losers. They got nothing to do. Haji Rahul, other Rahul can't get anyone.
That's how this Dandi March happened, you know.
We really need you. We need new leaders. What's going on? All right. Bye-bye. Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored. I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Hi, I'm Satyajit.
Hi, I'm Racheta.
We are from the Open Library Project and we host a podcast called Paperback.
Paperback is a podcast where we engage with stalwarts and experts from various industries, suggesting non-fiction titles that contributed to their journey in a big way.
We've had guests like Anjali Raina, Dr. Marcus Rani, Dr. Swati Lodha, Ambi Parmeswaran, Apurva Damani, and many more on our show Paperback. Find new episodes every Wednesday on IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep, or lose weight, or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.